Hello students, welcome back to SS session, lesson number 6, part 2. In the previous video, I have explained conditions of peasants and agriculture, effects of social life during British rule, etc. India was economically prosperous till the 18th century. Due to British rule, our country became poor and bankrupt. Today's video, we are going to discuss the destruction of Indian trade and industries and reforms of British. The Indian made jute, silk, woolen and cotton textiles were in high demand in European markets. The traders from European countries used to come to India to purchase the commodities. Muslin of Dhaka was world famous. Apart from textiles commodities such as salt, sugar, etc. were exported in exchange of tremendous amount of gold and silver. It was called a bullion. British were very cunning. With the help of the raw materials and money from India, they developed the business and industries in England. These industries started progressing. One more thing is there, they manufactured cloth in England with the raw materials from India and imported here without tax. At the same time, up to 80% on the cloth manufactured in India. Normally what happened? Indian clothes become costlier in Indian market. England's clothes became cheaper. Who will get market? Obviously, England. The Indians' handicraft and cottage industries could not sustain themselves. Many industries of our country got ruined. Textile, glass, paper, mineral, shipbuilding, etc. Lakhs of skilled workers became unemployed. Gradually, the poor workers of the rural areas of India became poorer. The arrival of Lord William Bentinck changed the whole scenario. His thinking was liberal. The British rulers started taking interest in the lives of Indians. He introduced few beneficial reforms. Many Indians got job in company administration. Indians were allowed to use their mother tongue in the court of law. Rajaram Mohan Roy and other social reformers were constantly making efforts to stop the evil practice of sati. Lord William Bentinck passed a law in 1829 to ban the evil practice of sati. Many social reformers worked hard to eradicate all the social evils existing in the society. During William Bentinck's time, English rulers also ready to support it. The orthodox class witnessed this reform with suspicion. They were not ready to come out from their old beliefs and faith. They thought English rulers are trying to destroy their beliefs and customs. Company had passed a resolution to spend 1 lakh rupees every year on education. Passed the resolution but not implemented. During Bentinck's time, he formed an education committee. In 1834, Lord Macaulay introduced English education in India, but the method was not beneficial for the youth. Indians lost the advantages of acquiring the ancient knowledge and skills developed by their ancestors. Many intellects opposed that education system. Gandhiji called it as to give millions a knowledge of English is to enslave them. That by receiving English education, we have enslaved the nation. Means they need English non Indians for their work, but we should receive benefits from English education. Later, they established three universities in 1857: Calcutta, Bombay, and Madras. In order to maintain effective control on the country and to exchange messages with neighboring territories, British introduced post and telegraph in 1854 CE. They introduced printing press and started circulation of newspapers. The British introduced many reforms in India. Actually, these reforms were only for their convenience, their rule, but it turned out to be a blessing for the growth of nationalism in India. The people acquired English education, spearheaded the social reforms and nationalism in India. They were more familiar with the developments of surroundings and in the whole world. Due to post and telegraph, people became closer than before. This is the end of this lesson. Okay, thank you.